Okay, it's about 11:30 on Tuesday, and I got back from church. I went to church, did some praying, went to mass, got to serve on the altar as an altar boy. Now came back to the apartment, had a cup of coffee. Going to get my workout in a little bit, do some lifting. Now, why am I able to do all those things? The beautiful thing about Winning Mindset is this is a lifetime job. It's a lifestyle job. It's a lifestyle job. I get to use my lifestyle and work around that. And why is that? Why is that the case? It's a lifestyle job because I hustle my butt off. And I'm not blowing my own horn. This goes for all the people that are full-time with Winning Mindset. They hustle their butts off. And I wanted to provide a real good example of that. So, after coming home, on the way home from church, I always call my brother. I talk to him. We get the day rolling with a meeting. Even before I do any kind of weightlifting, have my second cup of coffee. And got reached out to by a sports coach. I contacted him immediately when I got back after my brother and I got off the phone, and spoke to the coach and immediately found that he didn't know where the email came from. So it was his name, but someone else must have sent it. So I didn't just quit there, right? I asked him, I said, do you think maybe an assistant coach used your email to reach out to us? And he said, yes, that's very possible. So what did I do? While I had him on the phone and I was speaking with him, I Googled his name, I Googled his team, and then I Googled the name that he gave me for the assistant coach. And I pulled it up and I said, okay, is this the name of your assistant coach? Because it gave me the name and a different last name. And he said, oh, no, but I worked with that guy before. And I said, okay, well, then I searched. And the second thing I found was a different name, different last name for the same first name that he gave me. And he said, yeah, that's my assistant coach. And he said, oh, how did you know that? I said, oh, I Googled it. I checked it up. And then we had a good laugh how you could find anything these days on the internet. And then what did I do? I didn't leave it there. I got off the phone with the coach. He said that he was going to have a talk with that coach who reached out to me originally about using our program, Winning Mindset, for his team. In this case, it was a baseball team. And then I didn't stop there. I went on Facebook to try to find him. And then he wasn't on Facebook. It turns out the coach was a teacher also. So I went on LinkedIn, found him there. He was under private on that. And so I had to send him a friend request and a note that went along with it. And now I'm sure he'll probably be getting back. I told him that I spoke to his head coach, left that in the little note, and the head coach is gonna speak with that assistant coach that I reached out to, and we're gonna circle back on Friday. Now, what's the result of that? I don't know. I can't tell you that. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what the future holds. That might prove to be nothing, but I can tell you it's that kind of attitude, it's that kind of hustle that leads to success, right? That's what we do with Winning Mindset. Our whole team, they hustle their butts off, They're relentless. They're aggressive. Just like we talk about in sports, you have to be aggressive in sports. You have to be aggressive in sales. You got to hunt down your goals. They're not going to just come to you. You got to reach out. You got to follow up. You got to follow up a lot. You hear a lot of times with sales success, the fortune's in the follow up. That's true. And this story actually relates directly to how I met my wife, and that's a phenomenal story. So 2 years ago or so, whatever it was, I was on Catholic Match. And, it's like kind of a dating site for Catholics, right? And I guess probably like an eHarmony. So I went on there, and a lot of times the way it works, you take a personality inventory and a radius of how far they live away and, like what qualities you're looking for in a significant other. Okay, so I put that out, and then what happens is it'll send you back any matches that come up, people who match your personality style and all this kind of stuff. Now, a lot of times, you're just not attracted to the person that they give you. Right, so usually you're clicking a lot of next, 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 and then all of a sudden the picture pops up of my, unbeknownst to me, my future wife, actually pictured in this picture over here, my beautiful Gina. Okay, so her picture pops up, and I remember my first thought was, man, I could look at her face every day. So, I sent her a message. I sent her a message on there, and I noticed on her profile it said inactive for 2 weeks. So I thought, man, either she met someone else, or maybe she has an inactive profile, or inactive profile. She's not going on this a lot. Usually, people who are on those dating sites, they're looking to find someone, right? So, okay, so I brainstorming again. You don't just, if there's something you see that you like, if there's a certain kind of goal, you don't stop there. You be persistent. So this is where I guess if you call it Facebook stalking comes in a little bit. I looked at her profile, and it said that she has a doctorate in Columbia in genetics. And it said that she just released a song on iTunes called Alive, right? So this is what I did. All it showed me on Catholic Match was her name, Gina. I didn't get a last name. They don't want people stalking you. But again, I was hungrier than that. I had a goal. I wanted to meet the woman of my dreams, and I was very attracted to her when I saw her picture, and when I read her profile, it was beautiful, and I said, man, I want to meet this girl. So I Google it first, because I can't just search on Facebook. So I Google it, Gina, iTunes, Alive, Columbia, genetics. I typed in all those kind of things, and the name popped up. Her last name popped up on there. And then so I said, okay, so now I plugged her name into Facebook. And I plugged that name into Facebook. I said, okay, that must be her. Then I plugged it in on Facebook. You see, I think maybe a couple names popped up, the same one, and it only shows you a small picture if you're not friends with them. So I'm looking really closely, and I'm like, I think that's her. So I sent out a friend request. And then I thought, wow, this is kind of weird, like, I don't know. You get those second thoughts. And this goes with sales, this goes with career success, and this goes with dating. You get second thoughts, you get doubts. Is this a little creepy? Is this a little bit weird? Now again, there is a line where it is creepy, right, and weird. So you got to be careful with that. We're not telling anyone to be, a creeper or a stalker or anything like that. But, I saw she was on the Catholic dating site. Usually if you're on a dating site, you're looking to meet people. That's why you're on it by definition, right? And I read through her profile. It seemed like she was, fun-loving, outgoing, likes meeting new people, passion for people. So I said, you know what, this isn't too creepy. I've done funnier things than this. So, so when I had those thoughts originally, I withdrew the Facebook request, right? So then, I talked myself out of it. And in fact, I went from action to inaction. I pulled back the Facebook request. But then when I read her profile again and I thought about it, I said, no, we got to err on the side of being aggressive and relentless. It's not that creepy. It's fine. Even if she thinks maybe I am a Facebook stalker, like I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna go for it. I send out the Facebook request again. So I sent it out, withdrew it, and then I sent it out again. So did that, and then she friended me, and then I figured I'm still not gonna wait. I'm not gonna hold back. She didn't write to me, how do I know you or anything? So I sent her a message. And then that's how things got started, and that's how she became my wife. So, crazy topic when you look at it. Sales success, our second mindset principle, I'm aggressive and relentless. That relates to sports, school, your social life, your whole life, not done in a creepy way, but you got to be aggressive and relentless. Like we said, it's sales success, it's your success in sports, it's how I met my wife. If you want a lifestyle job, it doesn't mean you're sitting back. Yes, I could do some of the things I like to do. I get to go to mass. I get to pray. I get to exercise on my own time. But you still have to hustle your butt off. You got to work. And just because something doesn't happen right away, just because you can't find the most direct path to your goal, that sales call, you do some searching. You Google it. LinkedIn, Facebook, all these tools are available to you. That one coach I looked him up on Instagram. I was trying different ways to reach out to him. Now, whatever happens, like I said, that's outside of my control. I might not have met my wife. Maybe she would have thought I was a creep, and then she wouldn't have accepted my friend request, right? But, you got to err on the side of gutsy. Err on the side of gutsy. Be a hustler. Be a go-getter, and you could have a lifestyle job. And if that's interesting to some people, maybe you might want to get a hold of us with Z Winning Mindset. We're doing great things. Again, we offer a lifestyle job, but you got to hustle your butt off. Right? Fortune favors the bold. You got to get after it. Our mindset principle number 2, I'm aggressive and relentless. Just a great story. Wanted to share it with you. Stay with us.